Welcome to Coweta School's Game Day, where we spotlight the incredible student athletes and athletic programs that energize our community all year long. I'm Quint Johnson, a senior at Noonan High School. We'll bring you the action and clips from past games and talk about players and coaches. We've got it all for you fans right here on Game Day. It was a tough week for East Coweta, but we know this team is still strong. Let's hear all about it from EC head coach John Small. Thanks for being here, Coach Small.
Appreciate it, Quinn.
You ran into a tough Cambridge opponent, but I have no doubt that non-region play is going to, get fun, and you guys are going to start winning again.
Yeah, I mean, we finished our non-region schedule with not a great record, but we got challenged a lot. I think we learned a lot about ourselves. We've had to make some changes along the way, and kids have continued to work hard with each other, and that's been encouraging. But now we got a brand new season starting this week. We're 0-0 in the region, just like everybody else in our region. So fresh start to a new season starts this week.
Yeah, and that's a great way to look at it. You've got so many key players that are going to make so many explosive plays. I mean, we've seen it throughout the weeks, and I'm just really excited to see them, shine in the region play. What are you looking forward to this week in practice, to get you guys ready for this game? You got Douglas County this Friday. They're a prestigious team. They've got a lot of winning history, and they've got a couple new transfers from other schools. What are you looking forward to this week?
Just to see how our kids respond. We've dealt with a lot of adversity, and I'm a big believer that this is a great teacher of life, the game of football, when you get knocked down. And what encourages me is seeing when kids come back with a great attitude despite the circumstances and keep battling.
Yeah. And this is going to be another battle. You've had a lot of very, very tough opponents. You've got arguably one of the toughest opponents scheduled in Georgia. You've got Carrollton, Douglas County, all these high-tier teams. But, I mean, you guys are a high-tier team yourself. You guys are very prestigious, and you've got a lot of great players. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Yeah, offensively here, Jax Bowles had a good game throwing the ball. We had a good game running the ball. That's Justin Brown there. We were missing a running back this week to injury, but Justin Brown and Jairique Turner, a sophomore, made some big plays. That's a big play there by Isaiah
Great ball
Alford.
placement.
Here's a run by Walter Maestri. We get extended here. They get a late hit, so we get extended 15 yards, which is big. Come back here, good throw to Isaiah, good run after the catch here, picking up some yardage. He gets better and better each week. Here's Jairique Turner, a sophomore, his first varsity action. He's going to be a really good player for us as he continues to develop. Here's another good run by Justin Brown. So I was really proud of the way the kids responded during the ball game. Wasn't pleased with some of our effort early, but they're a resilient bunch and they kept battling. Our center was out for the game, so we had to move a guard to center, and we had some low snaps, but Jax did a good job handling it. Here's a touchdown throw to Sam Gritton.
Perfect ball play.
Special teams wise, we sky this one here. He's got good touch on this. Ball hits the ground, just happens to bounce to him. But great coverage down the field. Zach Bidney's just been a stalwart on special teams for us. Here we are kicking one deep with Aaron, and he gets this one here in the end zone.
Very high ball, very high ball.
Punt-wise, Aaron did a good job getting them off, getting some hang time, getting great coverage down the field. He gets a good bounce here, good roll.
Nice.
Gets them down here inside the 15-yard line, which is outstanding. This is Gavin Connell, our senior kicker. He got a chance to go in and kick an extra point. He works very hard, doesn't get a ton of reps, but want to give him an opportunity. Defensively, thought the front box guys played well against the run. We've really played the run a lot better the last couple weeks with the changes that we've made. We had Juju Cox was our hog of the week. He's a sophomore, number 98. Jeremiah Brewer's a D lineman. He was our defensive player of the week. And then David Hall, our linebacker, number 3, he was our Georgia Farm Bureau Player of the Week. He had 11 tackles, but really pleased with the way those guys played. Had some guys step up on defense, had to fill in for some spots, and they did a really good job.
Yeah, so even in a loss, you see a lot of big key plays, and, players are trying to make things happen. You've got a lot of young players, making things really happen. I mean, you see that physical running back, he's a sophomore, and that's something you look forward to as a coach. Just how excited are you to see these guys grow and get ready for, region play?
I can't wait. They get a new breath of air blown into them because they can flush the non-region. Whether we were 6-0 or 1-5, it doesn't matter. We're still 0-0 this week, and that's the mindset they got to take into it. We're still in control of our own destiny. we're still writing our own story for this season, and we got the pen in our hand, so we get to take control of that and see where we end up.
Couldn't say it any better. Just tell us about your big Indian playboard.
Well, our defensive player of the game, like I said, was Jeremiah Brewer. He's a junior defensive lineman. We asked him to do a lot of things for us. Our special teams player of the game was Zach Bidney, again, a junior linebacker. The hog of the week was Juju Cox, number 98, did a great job. He's a sophomore. Georgia Farm Bureau player of the week was David Hall. He's a junior. City of Hope offensive player of the week was Jairique Turner, sophomore running back that got some reps for us. And then the scout defensive player of the week was Zach Bidney as well. So
all over the place.
Guys are doing a lot of good things. There's a lot of young guys on that board, but they're still playing hard and looking forward to this week.
Thanks, Coach Small, and good luck to our East Coweta Indians Friday night against Douglas County. Vikings had a big win against McIntosh this week, a regional opponent. This makes the team 6-0. We're here with head coach Kevin Whitley to give us the highlights of the week. Thanks for being here, Coach Whitley.
Thank you for having me.
Congrats on the big win. You guys are undefeated, super young team. Just tell us a little bit about last Friday night.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us was just trying to come out and stay focused, be ready to play. Anytime you go on the road in this region, it's going to be a tough game. So it was their homecoming, so they were really excited about it. We just had to come out and play.
Yeah, and that's really fun to get a homecoming win against an opponent away. You know, it feels a little bit disrespectful for another team to schedule it as their homecoming game, and I'm sure that gave those guys a lot of fuel. You've got a really, really young team. Who were some of your players that, you know, really stood out this game?
Yeah, I think, you know, for us, it's a collective effort. We do have some individual guys that are doing well, but those guys will be the first to tell you that without, you know, the other guys on the team, we would not be doing pretty well. So, but Willis Coutinho's had another great game. I think he had 30 carries for 278. You know, Bryson Davies on defense. You know, just overall team effort. I can go on and on. Jet Clark played well. Mason Waters was Defensive Player of the Week with 2 sacks. Kicking game was great. Charlie had 6 or 7 touchbacks. So it was just a great team effort.
Yeah, and with a team like this, you know, you're going to have leaders and you guys are going to come together. What was the emphasis this week in practice to keep you guys level-headed? You know, you guys are undefeated and you continue to be undefeated. What was, you know, this week during practice? What were you telling those guys?
Yeah, I think, you know, the message doesn't change. You know, our standard is best every single time. So no matter what you did yesterday, you want to be better today. And so that's, you know, what we try to do every day. We try to get better at practice. Every session in the weight room, we try to get better in the weight room. We try to get better in the film room. We try to get better in school. And so that's just our goal. Every day we're going to get better, and that's always going to be the message.
Yeah, and how does it feel that, you know, everybody's talking about Northgate football? You guys are seen as a legit team. You're undefeated in region play. Everybody's excited to go watch Northgate football. How does that feel as a head coach? Do you feel, you know, like your hard work has paid off, or do you feel like you're not finished?
Yeah, I mean, at this point we haven't even made the playoffs. So it looks good on paper, but, you know, again, we got to get ready for a good Morrow team this week. So you can't get too high, you can't get too low, and you just got to remember the thing is keep getting better, you know. And so we're going to try to improve every week, and that's what we've been trying to do.
Well said, well said. Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights against McIntosh.
Yes, sir. Again, we played McIntosh on their field, and in this region, you don't get any easy games, particularly on the road. Again, we wanted to establish our running game early, and I think that was probably one of the first carries, first drive. Woody gets about 10. And then everybody's keying on him, so we did a misdirection, a little pitch to Trey Gill, and he throws to a wide open Xavier King in the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. So, again, you know, just trying to be a little creative. We got the ball back next possession, and you know, we're a power running team, and you know, we bust one for 60. And again, he had 278 yards rushing. I think that's 60 of it right there, and it puts us up 14-0. A little disappointed that we kind of took our foot off the gas. We were up 14-0, allowed them to get back into it. You know, here you'll see one of our another sophomore quarterbacks, Javian Cameron, with a great run, very athletic, and he gives us another dimension on offense. And so we wanted to play him a little bit to give him some opportunities as well. But as you can see, these are defensive game tackling. I think everybody's running to the ball. Everybody's trying to play physical, getting off blocks, making tackles, and you know, Woody's doing what Woody do. And so there again for another big touchdown for us. And so again, you know, guys are playing hard. I mean, that's really the key. As you can see right here, we got guys running to the football, game tackling. And, you know, normally on tackles it's more than one person. So that's what we're doing. And here, another good game tackle by those guys. I think our D-line is much improved from last year, which allows our linebackers to run flow. And then, again, we're going to give it to 22. And so, again, he makes the guys miss, and, he does a good job with the yards after contact, what I think somebody mentioned earlier. So, again, it's hard to point out one guy on defense, but it starts with our D-line with Mason Waters, Cohen Wilder, Jet Clark, and also Michael Jackson. They do a great job, and they allow our Bryson to run free on defense and make tackles. So, good. Hey, good job by Ledger here. Great throw to Xavier King. Xavier had probably his best game of the year, 2 touchdowns. As you can see, the guys played well, total team effort. And again, we've already got over that game as reset, and we're ready for the next one.
Yeah, and those are some great highlights to look at. You got a very, very young team. That's something to be proud of, very, very well coached. We appreciate you, Coach Whitley, for being here with us today, and we wish Northgate the best of luck to the Vikings as they take on Morrow Friday night. It was a tough loss for our Noonan Cougars this week against the state runner-up, Langston Hughes. Head coach Chip Walker is here with me now to tell us how this team is keeping their head in the game. Good to see you, Coach Walker. Welcome back.
Good to see you. I appreciate it.
Tough loss this Friday against the powerhouse Langston Hughes. What are your takeaways from Friday night?
Well, I thought defensively we played hard all night. Our guys, they battled. We had some opportunities that we didn't take advantage of early on in the game that could have, maybe changed the outcome of what was going on. But, we just got to regroup and go back and get ready for the next one, which will be Dutchtown this week.
Yeah. And what's the emphasis in practice this week to get that bounce back win against Dutchtown?
Oh, just to be taking care of ourselves, do the things that we're supposed to be doing, when we're supposed to do them, where we're supposed to do them, and be a little more accountable to ourselves as a football team.
Yeah, and you've got a really young team this year, a lot of key players like John Matthews, Jalen Britt, Brody Campbell, Colton Dodds. And on the defensive side, you've got Roddy Colton, Ashton Lawless, Ramel Willis, and you've got plenty of running backs to go through and break tackles.
We'll get back to work this week and be, our guys will respond. I don't have any doubt about that.
Yeah, me neither. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
All right. Opening drive, we kind of did a little bit of what we really wanted to do. I think we had the ball for about 6 minutes. And this is a big play by Colton Dodds that gets us down in position to score. We end up not getting any points out of it. You'll see this a couple times. Our defensive guys really played hard, and they made a lot of big stops. What ended up killing us on the defensive side of the ball is we gave up the explosive plays, which is one of the things that we talked a little bit about, not wanting to give up. Here's a big play by John Matthews. For an explosive for us. One of the things we did really good was we got some turnovers. Ben Roach with an interception right here with a really good play. This is right before halftime. I think the game at this point maybe like 13-0, and we're still in it. We're driving down the field again. We drove down multiple times but didn't get any points out of those things. And eventually that ended up catching up with us. When you're playing somebody as explosive as Langston Hughes, you got to be able to score points. Here's a big play in the game. Jamarion Brewer, I think at that point in time, maybe it's 19-0 here in the third quarter. And Jamarion makes a big interception. The tailback that hurt us most of the night was the one that ended up saving a touchdown for him. John gets down here, and we don't get it in the end zone. And we got a chance to back them up right here and keep them backed up, and eventually they get out. This is right before the game was kind of called at the end. Our defense held strong as long as they could. They just were on the field probably too much, and when you get a chance to get points on the board, you got to get points on the board versus good football teams.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of really key big plays, key moments, big players coming up in big-time games. And just who are your players of the week?
Ben Roach was the player of the week, and then Sean Greer had a really good game, not just running the ball, but also blocking and in some key moments. Was the offensive player of the week, and I think Rodney Colton was the defensive player of the week. So it was a good game all the way around for those guys. We got to be a little better as a group.
Yeah, and the practice this week is definitely going to be fun, hard, tough. we're going to get some good coaching in and definitely come out and get that win against Dutchtown.
Well, that's going to be the goal, to go out and take care of ourselves and be a little better than what we were last week.
Yeah, and that's the goal. Thanks for being here, Coach Walker.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having us, and we're looking forward to this week. Go Cougars.
Thanks, Coach Walker, and best of luck to our Cougars this Friday as they take on Dutchtown. That will do it for this week on Game Day. Thanks to all our head coaches, and best of luck to all our Coweta teams this Friday. This program is brought to you by the video and audio team members here at CEC through our school's CCS TV YouTube channel. Make sure to go like and subscribe. See you next time.